Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you guys are new. My name's Lauren and I'm a bridal makeup artist and a licensed esthetician. Today I thought it would be fun to take you through my pro makeup kit, show you the products that I use, of course, the different brands that I like, but also some non-makeup essentials I keep in there as well. And before I dive into everything, I just want people to remember that this is a kit that has taken me about 5 years to build up, so it's okay to take your time, start with all drugstore products and slowly work your way up. A lot of times people rush to Sephora or rush to Ulta and buy prestige luxury items thinking that's going to make them a makeup artist. Of course, some products are just going to be better than others. There's no way around it. But a lot of the times it's more about the skills that you have rather than the products that you're using. They're going to make or break a makeup look. It is totally okay to work with a small budget at first and work with all drugstore brands or more affordable brands and slowly work your way up and invest into your business over time rather than just going balls to the wall at Sephora and Ulta and you have no clients and they all go bad and you have to toss it. On that same note, makeup does expire and you want to make sure that you're getting the most out of your money for your products that you're using. Just from personal experience, I know when I started out, I knew about expiration dates and I did throw things away when they went bad, but I didn't consider that when I was purchasing a certain product. Like, I knew how to track it and toss it, but I didn't think about it initially. I just kind of accepted like, oh, this is just gonna last 6 months and that's what it is. And for some products that's true, but if you look a little bit more into it, you'll find brands that products have longer expiration dates than others. And I would recommend this to any makeup artist, but especially beginners, because you really wanna make sure you're getting the most money out of your products, especially when you're working on a limited budget and might not have a lot of clients yet. Just as an example, I used to use some eyeshadow palettes from brands, I can't remember off the top of my head, but maybe like ColourPop or even like Makeup by Mario. I was buying these expensive, beautiful, but expensive eyeshadow palettes, and then they would expire within 6 months sometimes to a year. And I would have to toss it and it'd be really sad. So you'll notice as we go through my kit now, I have brands more like ViseArt or VisyArt, Pro Makeup Artist. How do you say that? Please correct me on the right way to say that brand. And I have this on purpose because their eyeshadows last up to 18 months to 24 months, which gives me a lot more time to go through them, especially with eyeshadows that take a while to get through for most of the part. Another quick note about building up your makeup kit is that you really want to sit and think about the kind of makeup work you want to do. And I know that's kind of tricky in the beginning because you might just want to try a little bit of everything, and that's okay, but I would try to start in one niche at first because it's really going to help you prioritize what you're putting into your kit. So for example, when I started out, I had all the fun colors, I had all the glitter, I wanted to do prom and bridal and boudoir and special events and all this stuff, and then I just never used glitter or colors or any editorial things like that because I just don't work in that world. I work in bridal and boudoir mostly, which really just calls for more neutral tones, more natural colors, maybe a couple pops of shimmer, but really it's the same kind of look over and over. So I've really narrowed down on what I carry on my kit, so I'm not wasting money on colors or products that I'm just not going to use. And another thing I want to just put out there is to please not just listen to my video. I encourage anybody who's new to makeup artistry to really go out, watch a ton of videos from a lot of different creators. I feel like one mistake that I did at the beginning of my career is taking a few people's words for gospel and kind of like not varying from that, or thinking that other products were wrong or other techniques were wrong or everybody else was doing it a wrong way. And this included a couple, YouTubers I watched, but it actually mostly came from the teachers at school. And not that they did anything wrong, it's just I took their word a little bit too literally. But the more that I got into makeup artistry and the more clients that I worked with, the more makeup artists that I met, I realized everybody is just gonna work in their own different way, and that's okay. Everybody prefers different products, everybody prefers different techniques, and if you're getting the result that you and your clients want and you're doing it hygienically, just do what works for you. That's really it. So get advice from as many different people as you can, get a wide range of opinions, try new things, and don't just worry about having to buy this product or that product because it went viral, or this one person uses it and their makeup's always really good. Just take everything with a grain of salt and try things for yourself. All right, so without further ado, let's get into it. Here is kind of what an overview of my kit looks like. In a little bit, I'll kind of go more into what it looks like when it's all packed up. So starting with my chair here, this is from Earth Products. I love this chair. It gets my clients up to eye level. It's got great pockets, and on the side a tray flips out. I'm not sure if they make this one specifically anymore, but if they don't, I will try to find something similar to link. And I'll be linking to my Shop My page, so if you guys are interested in trying out anything for my kit, you can go and shop there. Alright, so starting out here, this is my Relevel case. I believe that's how you say it. This is the extra large bag. I'm pretty sure I got it off of Amazon. So I love this one. It has two main compartments. It's got this top compartment up here, and then this is the main part with all my products. I've got a few things in this top one I'll show you. This is part of what I put into my touch-up kits, but I keep a couple extra just in case. I've got some mints, some extra business cards. This is my mirror that I like to use. This usually has more in it, but these are my powder puffs that I keep contained. This is my little disposable tackle box. Got a little unorganized there when it got jumbled around. I like to hand this fan to clients at the very end to help them speed up their setting spray dry down. This is actually like a medical tape. I keep this so that I can create like nice smoky wings or sharp eyeliner. And I can do it freehand, but it's just a lot faster and a lot cleaner when I use this. So in this Ziploc, I have, these are actually dental bibs. So this is what I'll put on the surface of like my little pop-out tray on my chair there. That'll just cover it so it's nice and sanitary. And then these are pre-cut up wax paper palettes. They're actually kind of meant for like painting, but I love to use them for makeup applications. I used to use the traditional stainless steel palettes, but I just prefer these because I don't have to worry about cleaning them, and it helps me work faster. I need to get some new individual lashes. You can see this, it's getting kind of old, but I've just got some individual lashes in here in case I have a client interested in that. Here, it's really more of a just in case, but I do carry the Terry Tomlinson color wheel with me. These are palettes for the back of the hand. They kind of go on like stickers. I bought these to try out. I need to keep playing with them. I'm so used to just going off of the disposable palettes that I showed you before, but I want to try and play with these more. Alright, so this is probably the most exciting part of the makeup kit. So up here, I like to keep all of my concealers. You can see they're in order of shade, just so that it's easy for me to grab and find as I'm working. This is the mascara that I like to use. It's just really nice and simple, and it does its job. I'm not looking for my mascara to do a ton of work, because 9 times out of 10 I'm applying lashes, so this definitely gets the job done. It's not too expensive. And then this is just a clear brow gel that I use from Senna. So the concealer that I currently have in my kit is the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. I've been really liking these because they've got great undertones, they are medium to full coverage, and they're hydrating as well. I'm never gonna make someone's under eyes look dry, which is a problem I was having with other concealers that I've tried. My kit is not as organized as I would love it to be, but this is where I've got it right now. So I've tried to create kind of sections that make sense to me as I'm working. So over here, that I'll go into in a second, I've got mostly skincare. There's a couple odd and ends that ended up in here just because they don't have another place. Back here, I've got my powder, so finishing powders, bronzers. Sadly, this is kind of more of a random area. It's mostly like single shadows, eyeliners, liquid liners, that kind of thing. I have my loose powders depotted over here, a couple more eyeliners I've got on my eye bases, a couple more skincare items that again just kind of fit a little bit better in this compartment. Couple odds and ends over here. Up here's where I have all my Face Atelier foundations. Then it goes to kind of bronzer, blush, color corrector over here. So I'll kind of go through each section. Down here I've got my brow pencils. As you can see, I use the Precisely My Brow pencils from Benefit. Again, I really like this because I like how the undertones work. They use kind of like a point system, so the points kind of mean different undertones, and these are just really easy to work with. You can be really defined, or you can just quickly fill in the brow. So going back here, this is a product that I have bought over and over. Every year when it expires, I just buy another one. This is the Senna Brow Book Pro Palette. It is great for my brow powders. I love the undertones of this. It's just a really natural, fast way to fill in the brows. I believe Anastasia Beverly Hills had a product like this. I think they had their own brow book. If anybody has that, let me know if that's still available, but I've always just used this one, so. Apologies, I need to go through and relabel a lot of product. It's funny, like, I know what it is because it's super faint, but I definitely need to go in and relabel them. I've got my bronzers in here, deposited in this kit pack one. I've got my NARS bronzers in here. Here I have my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powders. I will say the only problem I've had, I don't know if I love these by Kit Pack. They've definitely been helpful, but they are, you can see they're kind of hard to clean. I had 3, but one of them sadly broke on me. The hinges popped off. And they're not the most protective. Like I've dropped, that's my bad, but I've dropped a kit pack before and my bronzers like flew everywhere and a couple of them broke, so that was sad. But I'm always looking for new depotting ideas. I like them, I don't love them. Yeah, these are the ambient lighting powders from Hourglass. I've got them in the tan medium shade, and this is kind of more of the fair light palette. I would love to get the next shade up, but I feel like in this palette I can kind of get away with using the deeper shades in this one. These are great for still setting makeup in place and keeping it long lasting, but it gives it a beautiful glow to the skin without feeling like oily or wet at all. Over here at my skin prep section, I've got a few different products. I love to use the Bioderma Sensibio Cellar Water. I use this on every client, even if they tell me they have their skin cleansed and ready to go. I just like to know the products that are underneath the makeup so there's no conflicting ingredients or anything like that. The top has completely worn off, but these are the First Aid Beauty Radiance Pads. These are just a really great gentle exfoliant that I like to use on all of my clients, especially ones that have kind of like dry, flaky skin. It's a gentle exfoliant, but it helps make everything nice and smooth before makeup application. I have a few Sonia Roselli products. These are more new to my kit, but I really like them so far. I have the Water Balm, which is great for all skin types, but especially more normal oily combo, so I've been loving that. I have the Water Elixir, which is great for hydrating more oily to normal skin, and I have the Water Oil, which is great for more mature skin or dry skin. The other moisturizer that I have in my kit at the moment is the Embryolisse La Creme Concentrate. I probably butchered that. I apologize. It's French. This is great for normal to dry to very dry skin. So I have a couple deep prodded skincare products. This is my Witch Hazel for more oily skin, and then this is actually just water. I usually don't have access to a sink, or at least one that's not right next to me. So I'll just use the water in here to hydrate my sponges and get them wet. I have my hand sanitizer in that compartment. I have a couple primers. For the most part, you don't really need primers as a makeup artist, but I love the Professional line. Especially this one is great for filling in even like fine lines, wrinkles, large pores. Really oily clients, this one is great too, just in the T-zone. I carry this toner from Mayron. This is their Skin Prep Pro. This is their mattifying skin toner. This is no joke. This will stop sweat, stop oil. It will make it super matte. It's not my favorite product to use unless I have somebody who seriously sweats a lot, or there's a really big concern about this makeup coming off for that. Otherwise, I can feel like it can be a little bit too drying, but it's nice to have in my kit just in case. Couple other makeup products that I have in this skincare section. I have minis of the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I like to use these mixed into my foundations or even just by themselves if somebody wants something super natural but still glowy with a tiny bit of coverage. These are a really great thing to have on hand. I also kind of randomly have these RCMA contour palettes in here. This is great for kind of like a cream contour, and it's kind of nice. You can also double this as a foundation or concealer if you're in a pinch. I have this Melanie Mills Gleam Face and Body Radiance. It's kind of like a glowy lotion. It's honestly, it's not my favorite. I have kind of a new body glow favorite that I'll share in a little bit, but I'm just trying to kind of use it up. And then finally over here, I have my lip palettes. I've got them all nice and labeled, and yeah, then I just kind of pop it open. I can hygienically use it straight from, using like a disposable spatula. Coming to this section over here, for the most part, these are powders from Huda Beauty. Just got like this little label on here. This one is in banana red, and I just noted to myself that this has more of a gold undertone. These are from the Artist Kit Company. These are usually my go-to for more medium to fuller coverage if someone's really oily. But if someone needs a little bit something more natural or for more mature clients, I have the Blurring Laura Mercier powder and just the regular translucent Laura Mercier powder. As you can see, this one's well loved, so I need to restock on that. Love these little containers, and then I just put them into these little ramekins here and just kind of work out of that, and then I just clean and disinfect these after I'm done. It helps everything stay clean and from powder flying everywhere. I have a couple of the Color Fix Matte by Danessa Myricks. Love her. I have it in Nude 12 and Blackout. I have the P. Louise eyeshadow bases. So these are tinted eye primers. A little skincare that I've got organized in here. I carry the Smith's Rosebud Salve for lip balm and the Embryo Lace contour eye cream. And just a couple odds and ends that I have in here. I have, this is my favorite lash glue. This is the Magic Lash Adhesive by CAT or CAT. I'm not sure which one it is. So funny. So many of these are just online brands, so I've never had to like say them out loud before. I like this one because it's kind of like a dropper applicator rather than your like traditional like Kiss lash set is in a little tube and it comes with a brush. I like to just be able to squeeze out the amount that I need. This is Duraline by Inglot. This is a great staple to have in any makeup artist kit. It can bring dried out cream products back to life. It can make products more waterproof. You can make liquid eyeshadows with this by mixing it with powders. This is just a great all-around product to have. And then I have the Face Atelier Lip Glaze. It's just their clear lip gloss that I can use with my lipsticks to make any color that I need. Up here, it's a little bit of a hodgepodge. Again, I'm sorry, it's not the most aesthetically pleasing thing. I'm working on it. I've just got a couple extra bronzers. Quite honestly, after that kit pack incident that I was talking about where they fell and broke, I'm afraid to depot these because they're kind of expensive. So I've just got these ones kind of hanging out on their own. These ones I use constantly. These are the Stila liquid eyeshadows. I've got them in Starlight and Kitten. These are great for bridal. One is kind of more of a champagne or kind of like a pinkier undertone, and the other one is more of a gold undertone. I have a couple of the Inglot eyeliners. This one's purple, and then I have like a dark brown and a black. Ooh, this is one of my favorite eyeshadows that I have. This is Moon Dust by Urban Decay. It is in the shade Space Cowboy. This adds a beautiful kind of sparkly glittery finish to any eyeshadow look without looking too much. Kind of almost makes the eyes look like wet a little bit. It's really a beautiful finish, and for my brides that love a little bit of sparkle, this is my go-to. This is another great product to have as a bridal makeup artist, the Stila eyeshadow in Kitten. So it's in that same shade as the liquid one. Again, it's just a great champagne shimmer color. This is the Charlotte Tilbury brightening powder, and it's literally just like a white shade. I'm still playing with this, but it works great for setting under the eye, or if I need a little bit extra powder for someone. It's pressed, but the other ones are too dark. If they're fair or if they have a light complexion, this one works well. And then in here, this is from View Set. I need to replenish a couple, as you can see, but these are kind of like cream contours and cream bronzers in here. These are my Face Atelier foundations. I love the packaging that they come in. They're meant for pro artists, so they're just kind of ready to go. They've already got a nice travel friendly pump. I like to store these upright since they have a pump. The shade number comes on the bottom, so I just literally move the sticker to the top and call it good. These are a great foundation for more of a natural finish, but it's still very buildable. It's silicone based, so it lasts a long time. They come in a ton of different shades, and they actually make adjusters too. You can find a formula that works within the same brand to add more warmth or more cool, or kind of makes a foundation shade more neutral. These are a great option for that. Over here, I've got a couple color correctors. I honestly don't use color correctors very often unless it's something pretty extreme or they want something super natural, but just to kind of cancel discolorations out. I've just got a few shades from LA Girl. I love the Rare Beauty liquid blushes. They have such beautiful colors, and I've been buying the minis because they're so pigmented. I will just rarely ever go through one within their expiration date. So the ones that I can buy in mini sizes, I do. Down here, I have my liquid bronzers. These are the Natasha Denona High Glam liquid bronzers, I believe. I've got these in a few shades. These are new to my kit, but I've been really enjoying them so far. I just think they are easier to apply and they're faster to apply than the cream bronzers that I have, and they don't disturb the base as much as my other cream bronzers were. Enjoying giving these a try, and I think I'll continue to use them. I've got the Patrick Ta blush duos. I swear they're clean. This light is just very unforgiving, so it's like, oh, they're all scratched. I love the House Labs blushes. I've been a really big fan of these. I think I have them in almost every single shade she makes them. These are beautiful. They're kind of more of a matte to natural finish, but I love the shades they come in. They can be very natural or vibrant. They show up really well in pictures. And then I've just kind of got this straggler here from Danessa Myricks. You can see it's pretty new still. I believe this is their Peach Bellini, just Bellini blush. This is their cream blush. I realized I didn't really have a good kind of peachy liquid or cream blush, so I want to grab that. Over here, I have some eyeliners. I've got a couple from Inglot. I've got this one and then a black one as well. I've got a brown and blue from Urban Decay. Over here, I kind of have a collection of my lip liners. They're a little bit all over the board. I have Makeup Forever. I have Natasha Denona. I have NYX. I have a Sephora collection. I work mostly in bridal, like I said earlier. So most of them are going to be more neutral, more natural colors, more like pinks, browns, kind of in that color family. And in the off occasion that somebody would like a red lip, I do keep a couple from the Sephora collection. One is just more warm toned and the other one is more blue toned. All right, so moving on to my setup over here. This is something from Kipik I actually really do like. This is just a little bag that I like to put my sponges and my cotton squares in. I've been organizing my lashes like this recently and I've been really enjoying it. So I just got them all nice and labeled, and here I need to refill a little bit. This, my most used ones are the Ardell Naked Lashes in 420 and 421, a Amazon brand. I think it's only all, I will have to double check. I'll have them linked in my Shop My store. These lashes, they're D1 style, are beautiful. This is my Danny's pouch from Makeup Forever. I love this. You can just kind of set it up like this, and then I will kind of put clean brushes on one side and dirty brushes on the other as I'm working, and then I'll clean it out between clients and pop in new brushes and keep going. In this Natasha Denona makeup bag, I have my NARS foundation collection. I have their soft matte full coverage foundation. It's great for more kind of oily skin types that are looking for more of a full coverage. So it's definitely kind of more of a full glam foundation. And I also have a few shades of their soft matte concealer. So for my body glow products, I've been enjoying this RCK or Red Carpet Color brand. I think, yeah, this is a sister brand of Ofra Cosmetics. I have it in Universal and Bronze, I believe. Yep, these are great. They don't transfer and they're pretty subtle. They just add a nice kind of sheen to the skin. Shows up really beautiful in pictures. This is my go-to setting spray combination. I love the All Nighter Extra Glow from Urban Decay, and then I will follow it up with a Kryolan Fixing Spray. This is actually a tip I got from Kendra Matthews, but she just uses the one size setting spray, which is very similar to this. This way you get that beautiful glow, you get rid of any powdery finish on the skin, but you still have the locking in power of this setting spray. This is not for the weak. This is pretty much a hairspray on your face. So this is not your everyday setting spray, but is great for events like bridal, especially on a hot day. A non-makeup related item that I like to have on me are these Wet One wipes. So I will go ahead and use this first, and then I'll go in my hand sanitizer. Sometimes you don't have access to a sink to wash your hands, or honestly just as I go, I'll get makeup on my hands and it'll get dirty. So I like to go ahead and use these to kind of get all that debris off, and then I'll sanitize again with my hand sanitizer. In this Suga bag right here, I better be careful. It's my larger bag, and this is where I keep most of my palettes. First, I have my Dior highlighter palette. This is their Backstage Glow collection. I have my Vise Art Paris. This is their Neutral palette. This is my Makeup by Mario Master Mattes, the original, so this is kind of more of the neutral warm shades. I love this palette from Natasha Denona. It's got more of the pinks and cooler shades with some beautiful shimmers. This is a newer one to my collection. You can see right through it, actually. This is the Artistry palette by Isom in their number 2, so it's all their shimmer shades. I kind of like having just shimmer in one palette, so it's easy to work with. And then I have an Artist Kit Company palette here, and I have a couple more Vise Art palettes depotted. So this is their cool palette. This is their warm. This is their editorial. I like this. It's just their minis. I rarely reach into this, but it's just kind of nice for peace of mind to have on hand. And that's just a random single shadow I got for free. This is my brush bag that I like to use. This is off of Amazon. And as far as the brushes that I carry, I have a ton of different brands, but it's mostly going to be Delium Tools. I have some Sigma in there, a couple of Amazon brands, Real Techniques, BH Cosmetics. Omnia brushes. Honestly, I am due for an overhaul of my brushes, so hopefully going to replace a lot of these in the new year. A lot of them are just, you know, some of them are up to 5 years old, so they're starting to break, or the head comes off the handle. So I definitely need to go through and clean out my brush collection this year. So I like to set out all of my products on top of this silicone mat here. I just think it looks nice and professional. It looks nice and clean. I can disinfect it really easily between jobs. And I like it because actually just fold it up like this and pop it right in my makeup kit. And that helps to keep things from jumbling around. This is my Maquillage Beauty Light. This thing is super intense. You can use it by itself, so cordless, or if you're gonna be working for a long time and you're afraid of the battery dying, you can also plug it in and have it working like that as well. You can adjust the intensity of the light if it's warm or cool. I love this one. So I will put that kind of in the middle of my Glamcore light. And over here, this is my Glamcore light. This is their multimedia light. You can see it's supposed to have a phone clip thing right here, but mine, I need to screw it back on. I didn't find that it worked super well, so I took it off, but I need to try it again. I will have these kind of like spread out like they are right now. And so, oops. Like they are right now, and I will put that maquillage one in the center, so kind of like right here, so I can adjust these to make sure there's no shadows on my clients on the side of their face, and then they'll have the light face on as well. And this one to adjust the intensity of the light and if it's warm or cool. I will say I don't know if I completely recommend the Glamcore brand. This is actually my second one that I've had, because my first one kind of just stopped working. It kind of just fizzled out after only a few months. Luckily they were able to send me this one, which I was super appreciative of, but it still kind of glitches on me sometimes, and I don't know, just I'm not in love with it. It works for now, and I can also use it in my aesthetic studio, but I would probably look at more of like the makeup light or other options in the future. This is kind of my emergency bag that I like to keep in my kit. These are those non-makeup essentials that can really come in handy when you're working, especially bridal. So here I've got some safety pins. These have really come in handy over the years. Every so often I will have a bridesmaid that's having trouble with her dress, even a bride that used a one of the safety pins here before in the white. So those are really great to have on hand just in case. I've just got this little first aid kit here, and this just has some band-aids and gauze and kind of standard stuff like that. Tampon, because I mostly work with women. I've just got this extra phone charger in here. I've got some scotch tape, a lint roller, extra hairspray. This is a nail glue. I haven't had the chance to use this yet. I wish I would have had it at one point, and so I just had to carry my kit. This is a crochet hook, and every so often the bride will need help getting into her dress, or there's a couple times where the bride was struggling with her buttons on the back, and bridesmaids couldn't get it because they have really long nails. And this is just a great little tool to have on hand because it really helps get into those kind of like tighter buttons and helps kind of hook everything together. So I haven't used this yet, but I think it'll come in handy one day in the future, so I like to have that on hand. This is just a clear nail polish, which of course can help stop run and tights if anybody's having trouble. As nail polish. Again, just some feminine hygiene products. I've got some double-sided tape, Tide pen in case anybody spills anything, and a charging block. So this is more of kind of a just-in-case thing. I like to have, and usually it's not as stuffed as this. I need to go through and adjust it a little bit. But I just was in a hurry the other day, so I just threw these in here. Just like to carry some extra cotton squares. Usually I will have these in smaller amounts. Usually I just don't throw the whole bag in there. I have some extra makeup sponges. I've got an extra lash glue in here as well. And I need to go back through and add it in, but I usually will also carry more Q-tips, spoolies, that kind of thing too, like more of the disposables. So as you can see, everything is squished, but it fits all into the Zuka backpack here. I primarily have this backpack and my Relevel kit, and that's what I'm usually working out of. I love this backpack. My husband actually was really nice and gifted this to me a couple of years ago when I was getting back into makeup artistry. I could probably use this a little bit better. It's got these pockets over here. I used to keep little vials of glitter in here, but then they kind of like exploded, and I think there's still actually glitter in here from like 2 years ago. It's nice because it has this handle up here, and it's a backpack back here. And it's got really comfortable adjustable straps. This is definitely something that I'm really happy that I have. So it's got these nice pockets here. In this top pocket, this is usually where I will have like an extra granola bar. I'll also keep those wet wipes in here. And usually when I get to a job, this is also where I put my like car keys once I start working, just so I know where they are. Down here, I've just got some 70% alcohol, and this is to disinfect like lash curlers, tweezers, scissors, that kind of thing. And I also like to keep my Beauty So Clean in here as well. I am sorry, this is not the most organized right now, but it just works for the moment. It has this really nice big pocket here, which I love. I keep pretty much an entire roll of paper towel in here. I have some Lysol wipes, and this is just what I use to wipe down my station before I get started. They're a little smushed right now, but these are gallon-sized Ziploc bags. And this is what I like to throw my dirty brushes into at the end of a job. Just throw them in here and keep them nice and separated from everything else so nothing else gets dirty. If I don't have a little trash can available to me, I like to use this one right here. It just pops up. And then I have these little mini trash can liners that I like to use in here. And then I just like to have a couple face masks on hand just in case I'm feeling like I've got a cold or something one day when I'm working. I work so close to people and I can't be getting sick. Got so many weddings to do. So if I'm feeling a little sick or if I'm working on somebody that's feeling a little under the weather, I will have these on hand so I can wear them. On this side, there is this little pocket here as well, which could be handy. So all in all, when I get to a job, I typically have this backpack. I have my Relevant makeup case. I have my 2 lights, and I carry my chair with me. This just folds up. And a lot of times I'll also bring a table as well. I used to just kind of figure it out based on what venue I was at and kind of just make it work. Or I even had like a really tiny table I used to bring with me, like a kind of like a cards table. But I found it helpful just to have the same setup over and over. I feel like it helps me get ready faster. It helps me work faster when everything is laid out the exact same way every single time. So it might be a little extra and it kind of feels like I'm bringing a whole salon into a space. I don't mind it. I'm so used to lugging stuff around by this point. And I have a really nice big wagon that I throw everything into as well. Helps me out a lot, and I'll link that down below too in my Shop My account so you guys can check it out. Alright, so that is everything for my makeup kit tour. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're interested in learning more about the products I have in my kit or buying them for yourself, I will have them all linked down below in my Shop My. If you have any questions or video requests from me, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching all the way through, and if you're not already, please subscribe and like the video. Thank you so much. Have a good day, guys.